Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome, everybody, to this live broadcast on YouTube. I can see a couple of people here. I can see Startup Global Consult, Abe Adura Leary. I can see Grace eBay, Onoshike Priscas. I can see Daddy J on the building. It's great to have you, sir. Wow. Abim Bolade, Adegoke, Victor Sunday. It's good to have you here. This is my very first YouTube live, and I'm pretty excited to be doing a live webinar right here on YouTube. I'm always doing my webinars on my Facebook group, Online Publishers and Entrepreneurs Network, but we are moving webinars for the time being to YouTube and YouTube Live so that we can make this more open to the public and get a lot more people to actually learn from what we're going to be sharing on our platforms. All right. So I can see a couple of people here now. I can see your comments. If you can see me clearly, you can see my screen, you can see me. Let me know in the comment section that you can. Thank you so much, everybody who's joining. Somebody's asking, John is asking who's sharing refreshments for ministers of God. Please, who wants to take? My assistant is supposed to be here right now to share refreshments. Precious, if you're here, please share refreshments for everybody. Great. So let me know that you can see me. Just type that I can see you in the comments, and I know that everything is a-okay, and then we are good to go. I've tested everything on the back end, so this should actually be pretty seamless. All right. Okay, great. I can see some comments now saying I can see you. I can see you. Awesome. Thank you so much for your feedback. I appreciate that. How many of you are here that didn't come from open, or you're here and you're an opener? If you're an opener, please let me know in the comment section, or you're an opener. If you're not an opener, you don't know what that means, just say I don't know, or I'm not. So let's identify ourselves before we actually get started. All right. All right. Okay. Great. Awesome. So I can see a number of openers here. It's good to have you here. Thank you so much for being part of this. Great. So this is not going to be one of my usual very long webinars. This is going to be straight to the point. I have an engagement as soon as I'm done with this. I'm going to give straight to the point, and it's really short, but it's something that is really valuable. And I need you guys to stay to the end, because I'm going to be doing something that's going to involve you, and it's going to help you with what it is I'm teaching today. As you know, I'm going to be teaching how to write, publish, and sell your book in less than 24 hours. You don't have to go the entire long route of writing for weeks or months or years in order for you to actually write and get a book out, an ebook out, and get it to start actually making money for you. All right. So what I'm going to be teaching you today is how to basically crunch time and take the knowledge that you have, the expertise that you have, and make it into something that is actually sellable in less than 24 hours. In fact, I guarantee that some of you can actually do this in 2 hours or less. I guarantee that you can do it, because this is something that I've done. This is something that I do over and over, and that I've created a steady stream of income from it. And it's something that a lot of people know how to do, but they get to a particular point where they get stuck because they are afraid. And I'm going to address those fears as we go on. All right. So I'm going to get right into it. This is the very first webinar training, or this is the very first webinar in a series of webinars I'm going to be doing for you, entitled Cash on Demand. All right. So a number of webinars that I'm going to be doing from today up until the end of the month will cover how you can actually take your knowledge and take what it is that you know to generate cash on demand, basically by snapping your fingers, and in a twinkling of an eye, you can actually start generating 6 figures in 24 hours. This is something I do constantly, something I've done in the past over and over again, and it's something that a lot of my students and my clients do, and it's something that I want you to do, and you guys are going to do it today. So before I begin, I want you to promise me something. When you actually learn all I'm going to share with you today, you are actually going to take action immediately. And there is a perk for those who actually take action immediately. All right. What does a perk mean? A perk means that there is an extra bonus, there's an extra incentive for those of you who take action today. Okay. So good to have a lot of you here, and a lot of openers here. Don't worry, if you want to join the community about on open, I'm going to share details about that during the course of this session. Okay, so before I begin, for those of you who probably are stumbling upon this video on YouTube, or somebody recommended it to you and you don't know who this person is, my name is Edirin Edewo, as you can see on the screen up there. And I am a multiple Amazon bestselling author, I'm an international speaker, coach, trainer, and consultant. I'm the convener of the Breakthrough Experience Business Retreat in Dubai, and I'm also the founder of the Online Publishers and Entrepreneurs Network, one of Africa's largest communities dedicated to helping people profit from their writing skills and helping them to build influence, impact, and income. I do this through my various means, through my books, my workbooks, my templates, my classes, my master classes, my courses, my masterminds, my coaching, my consulting. I do this in many ways, all right? So what I share with people in my community finds expressions in different ways. And I teach as I do. I'm an experiential teacher, so I usually teach what I've done, what I've practiced, what I know works, so that when I'm speaking from a place of authority. So that's who I am. And I am really excited to share with you today one very important skill that can help you to actually start making money immediately. I know that we're living in a period where, things are very uncertain. We're living in very uncertain times. We understand what's going on in our country. Even if you're not in Nigeria, even if you're outside of Nigeria, you must have heard everything that is going on. Even if you're from the US, a lot of uncertainties are going on there as well. And, people are confused, people are stuck, people don't know what to do. People are thinking, should I start saving for the rainy day? What happens if things get worse than they already are? So one way to ensure that you hedge yourself against any kind of recession that affects you drastically is to learn the skill of cash on demand. Is to learn the skill to know how to generate cash on demand. You don't have to put your money into an investment and wait for a long period of time, or spend months writing a particular book that you're going to publish and then take more months again to get 6 figures or so. I'm going to teach you how you can actually do that today and start making money from today. Okay, so first things first, before you get to the point where you're learning how to write, publish, and sell your book in 24 hours, I want to first of all dispel a serious myth. And that myth is that people think that writing a book is for only a specific set of people. And that's not true. That's absolutely not true at all. I always say, and I've said it since 2016, when I started my journey in thought leadership, that everybody has a book in them. Everybody has a book in them. You that's listening to me right now in the comment section, or you're watching the replay, you have a book inside of you. You just need to know how to bring it out. So a lot of people have the challenge that, I'm not an authority in anything, so I don't think I should be the one writing a book. I will tell you this again. Nobody became authority first before writing books. Most people actually became authorities after they had written a book. So it is the writing of the book that helped them cement their authority status. All right. So that is what I want you to know, that it's actually the other way around. You don't have to first of all become an authority before writing a book. You become an authority by writing the book first. When you write the book, that book then stamps you as the authority in whatever area that you have written on. Okay. People are like, okay, but I don't have anything that I want to build authority on. And I'll tell you this, that's not true again. The truth is that you are an authority on the subject of you. You are an authority in the subject of your personal experiences. Nobody understands you better than you do. Nobody can understand your journey, your struggles, your experiences, your lessons, and all of the things you have learned in your entire life better than you. And I can tell you this, that there are things in your life, there are things that you do right now that you think everybody else knows. There are things you do so effortlessly, so perfectly well, maybe through trial and error, maybe through experiments, maybe through experience, maybe through learning, and you've become so good at this particular thing over time that it becomes, automatic for you. It becomes automatic for you to do that thing. You can do it in your sleep even if you want to. But there is somebody out there who's struggling to do that same thing that you do perfectly well. That, my friends, is where your area of expertise lies. And you may think that, oh, but this thing that I do, other people have already done it as well. Other people are already speaking about it. Other people have written about it, but they haven't written about it from your point of view, from your perspective, from your unique experience. I can tell you this, that there are hundreds and hundreds of books today on purpose, but we go for a particular kind of book because we like the experience of the author who wrote it. Why is it that there are books on purpose and almost all of those books are doing very well? It's because of the individual perspectives of the author. And that is something that I want you to keep in mind as you listen to me. I don't want you to say, oh, I don't think this video is for me because I'm not an expert in anything. I don't know anything. There is no human being on earth listening to me right now that is that dumb. That's the honest truth. If you can actually pick up a phone, operate a smartphone, click on a link and come on Facebook, on Instagram Live or Facebook Live or YouTube Live or whichever you're watching me right now, there is no way you are dumb. That you cannot be that dumb that you don't know one thing at least. You know, I tried this experiment and I actually saw that it was ringing through when I did a video on how to share your screen when you're doing Facebook Live. Now, for me, I didn't have to learn it from anywhere. I just wanted to do a Facebook Live one day and I needed to share my screen. I just went click, 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 and went live and shared my screen. And when I was done, people kept asking me the question, how did you share your screen? How did you share your screen? I was like, it's there. It's right there. I'm like, but I don't understand it. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Instead of everybody asking me, let me just do a video to show people how I did it. And I did a video, a demo video to show people how they can go live and share their screen. And I put the video on YouTube. That video today has over 25,000 views. That video was put last year. I think it was about last year or so. And it is my most viewed video. I haven't checked in a while, but the last time I checked, it was 25,000 plus views. And the people who are commenting saying, oh my God, thank you so much. I'm so glad I found this video. Most of them are not even Nigerian. Most of them are people from America, from England, from the UK, from Australia, people from Korea, and people from Japan, and all kinds of places, you know, including Nigeria and different parts of Africa as well. And they ask me questions again, even on a video that I posted over a year ago, and they're asking me questions and I'm there in my comment section answering. You can actually search for it when you leave this anyway. Don't do that now. But you can search for it on YouTube, search for how to share your screen using Facebook on Facebook Live, or how to share your screen when you're doing Facebook Live. And the video is literally plain. I did not do anything fancy to it. I did not, in fact, it was this year that I actually added a few edits when I saw that I could add like and subscribe and stuff, which reminds me, by the way, please make sure you like and subscribe and click on the notification bell so that you can get notifications whenever I go live or whenever I post a new video, right? So if you're watching right now and you haven't subscribed, please make sure you subscribe to this channel, all right? So thank you so much as you do, appreciate you. But you know, it's the same thing I'm sharing. It was shocking to me to see that something that I thought everybody should know, people didn't know. Over 25,000 people didn't know. I'm not the only person to have shared that kind of video on YouTube. There are literally dozens of videos like that on how to share your screen using Facebook Live. But mine is among one of the most viewed as well, for something that I thought everybody could know. So what does that tell you? It tells you that whatever you think you may be overlooking because you think you do it so well, every other person should do it well anyway. It's something that people are actually looking for. Something that people are actually looking for. And that's something where you can actually pitch your tent in and build expertise from. Even it's as simple as how to plait your own hair. I don't know how to do that. I see the YouTube videos and the Instagram videos of people who actually do their hairs by themselves. If I try to plait my hair by myself, it doesn't look nice like those videos, you know? So I'm constantly looking for a video tutorial or a book or something that I can use to learn how to actually do those skills. All right? So again, I want you to realize that you are the expert in you, and there is something you know that you do so well that you think people don't know because you know it so well. But I want to tell you that that is your area of expertise, and you can definitely write a book on that. All right? You can definitely write a book on that. So now that I have dispelled that myth, are you ready to learn how you can actually write that book? Are you ready to learn how you can write that book? If you're ready to learn, let me know in the comments. I can see your comments. I can see a lot of people excited already. If you're ready to learn, let me know that you're ready, and we'll get right into it. I can see all my regular people who've been watching me on Facebook Live. I can see you guys here watching me on YouTube. Isn't this fun? It's fun. Awesome. So I can see your comments saying you're ready and let's go. Great. So the first thing you want to do is something I've already addressed already, is to sit down and make a list of all the things you're good at. Sit down, make a list of all the things you are good at. In fact, make a list of 10 things that you are very, very good at. Make a list of those 10 things that you're very, very good at. That's step number one. Number two, I want you to go on Google, preferably YouTube and Amazon, amazon.com. All right. Go to YouTube and or amazon.com. Do a quick research on those things you have listed. Say, for example, one of the things you listed is how to start. I know how to run a recharge card business very well. It's profitable for me, or I know how to speak, or I know how to write, or I know how to do graphic design. I know how to do web design. I know how to do Facebook ads. I know how to take care of kids. I know how to, I'm great in my marriage. I'm great as a husband. I'm great as a wife. I'm great with teenagers and kids. I know how to get them to listen. I'm great, in preaching the word of the Lord. Whatever it is, write it down. Then go on YouTube or go on Amazon. These are some of the biggest search engines, especially when it comes to knowledge, especially when people are searching for knowledge. So don't just go to youtube.com, google.com generally. Go to YouTube, which is a place where people go to search for knowledge, or go to amazon.com, which is another place where people go to search for knowledge when they are going to look for books as well. All right. And search those things that you have written, type it out, how to do this, how to do that. Now, what I want to teach you would really, really work for you very well when you are actually writing a book on how to. When you're writing a book on how to, the title of the book doesn't necessarily have to be how to, but the content of the book should be something that gives people extra knowledge, should be something that teaches people how to do that thing that you do so well, so they can do it well for themselves. All right. So go on YouTube, go on Amazon and type, becoming a better parent, or teaching people how to become a better parent, or teaching people how to raise better teens, or teaching mothers how to scale through their first pregnancy. If you're a nurse, or if you are allowed to write books on that, for example, you can write, understanding the difference between normal birth and CS, and, the pros and cons of normal birth and CS, and helping people to alleviate fears about CS birth, because that's something that is prevalent in this area in our third world countries. There are a lot of women and even their husbands who are, either scared or completely adverse to having CS birth. There's a stigma still that surrounds CS birth, all right, that you could write about as somebody who maybe works in a medical profession, that could write about that. Or you don't even necessarily have to work in a medical profession. You could just be a mom who has gone through that experience. Maybe you can talk about your experience of having a child with CS versus having a child without CS, or just having a child with CS and what you went through and the things that you learned along the way. You can do that. And that book will help to alleviate fears of other people, because people seeing that book will be like, oh, if she, a mom, was able to do CS and she's absolutely fine, let me learn what she did right so that I can also do that as well. All right. So you want to check on those topics. Now, there are two things. Two things can happen when you do this. The first thing is that you will check and you will see that a ton of videos or a ton of books, a ton of articles have been written, have been done about this particular topic. Now, that could mean that this particular topic that you want to write on, that you're researching on, is something that people are really looking for. All right. It could mean that it's something that people are really, really looking for. You want to go through the comment section of that particular, if you find a video on YouTube or you find a book on Amazon, you want to go through if it's on Amazon, you want to go through the ratings and read what people are saying. Here's the sweet part. Here's the expo part. You don't necessarily have to write exactly what those people have written before. You want to go to the comment section, and this is the best part. You want to look at the 1-star reviews, or the people who did thumbs down and then went to go and share their grievances in the comment section on YouTube. You want to check the grievances of the people who actually either watched a video on YouTube or bought a particular book on the subject on Amazon. Look at the 1-star reviews. That is where the money is. The money is in the 1-star review, because Somebody is obviously dissatisfied with what another person has written, and that's your opportunity to actually create something that solves that particular problem. So if someone says, for example, oh, I bought this book and it was all fluff and did not even tell me exactly how to prepare for a CS birth, that is an opportunity for you to see how you can actually write a book that covers that area. So your premise for your own book will now be, this is this particular book I'm talking to you about, CS birth, and I'm especially going to show you exactly how to prepare for a CS birth. What you have done is you have filled the void in a market that seems already saturated. All right. You have filled the void in a market that seems already saturated. And that's something that people don't even think about. When you're going to do your research, many times people go and look at the 5-star reviews and want to do exactly what other people did. No, people like me do the exact opposite. We go to the 1-star review and then we look at what they did not do. And then we create our own book that actually addresses those 1-star review concerns. That, my friends, is how you build a business. All right. So you don't necessarily have to go and reinvent the wheel every time. Go and look at the reviews of people who have done what you want to do. Look at where they did not do well. And your job is to fill that void. Your job is to plug that hole. That is how you make your own mark in an industry. All right. So, for example, for me, when I wanted to write a book on publishing, I saw that everybody was writing a book on how to publish in where I came from in Nigeria, how to publish. But nobody was really talking about how to publish globally and internationally. That was my aim. So when I wrote the A to Z of ebook publishing, I focused on Amazon publishing itself. I also focused on how to print in paperback as well. And that is what has gotten my book to become a multiple bestseller over and over again, whether it's on Amazon or I'm selling in Nigeria. All right. So please, please, and please, all right, focus on learning to fill the plot holes that the 1-star reviews are leaving. The second part of doing this is when you do your research, sometimes you may find that nobody is talking about the topic. Maybe it's a particular topic you want to talk about and you're doing your research and you find that there's hardly any material. There are no books on it on Amazon or there are no videos on it on YouTube. Again, it could be one of two things. Number one could be that you are the newest person, you're the only person who has discovered this thing and nobody else has been thinking about it before. It is possible that there are times that we have strokes of luck like that, genius luck like that, where we discover something that has never been talked about before. But that's very unlikely. That's very, very unlikely, especially now that there is so much information on the internet that, in fact, we process trillions and trillions and trillions of bytes of information every single day. Trillions of bytes of information are uploaded onto the internet every single day. So it is hardly, if your topic is not on the internet, it may just be a red flag. It may just be like, hey, maybe the reason why this thing is not on the internet is because nobody's interested in looking at it, right? So, for example, you want to write a book on how to dust your TV, and you go search and you don't see any book on how to dust your TV. That doesn't mean you should go write a book on how to dust your TV. It may just be that nobody's interested in learning how to dust your TV, all right? So you want to be careful. So the best way, I usually advise you, the best way is to look for the 1-star reviews for your topics and decide that you're going to write based on those 1-star reviews. All right. So when you do that, by the time you do that, you would narrow your topic to one topic out of those 10 or so that you have listed out. You will narrow it to one. You can actually do that in 15 minutes or so, as depending on how fast you actually do your research. Okay. You can do that in 15 minutes or so. So when you have done that, you want to make sure that you pick a topic that it's a subject or an area of expertise that if I call you or somebody calls you to come and talk about it from your sleep, you can talk about that particular topic for 2 hours non-stop without repeating yourself. You want to pick a topic that's great, that people are searching for, that solves a particular problem, and something that you are so good at that if I tapped you and woke you up from sleep and say, oh yeah, talk about public speaking, you can begin to talk about public speaking from now till the next 2 hours and you haven't repeated yourself once. What that basically means is that you have more than enough information to fill an entire book. If you can speak on a particular topic non-stop for 2 hours without repeating yourself, it means that you have enough information to fill one very good ebook. All right. So don't pick a topic where you now have to start cracking your head or doing research or get stuck. You want to pick a topic that you're excited about, that you know back and front, that you know in your sleep, and that you can give valuable information for. All right. So that is what you want to do next. Ask yourself, out of these topics I have chosen, which one of them am I able to speak on for 2 hours straight without missing a beat and without repeating myself? When you've settled on your topic, the next thing you want to do is decide on the title. All right. Decide on the title. Again, you want to go back and do research. What titles are out there concerning this particular topic? You don't want to necessarily repeat other people's titles because you want your book to stand out. But find something that's close to the titles that are actually best selling. So this is where you now do the converse. When you have chosen on your title, you then want to go back to Amazon.com and then type in the particular title, the subject you're doing, and then look for the bestsellers. The bestsellers are where you get your title from. So if you see a lot of bestsellers that have how to on the subject, you probably want to put your book with a topic that starts with how to. All right. So you want to search for, let's say, for example, your subject is on how to start a food business, for example. So your topic could be how to start a 6-figure book food business, or how to start a 7-figure food business. All right. So if you're seeing that the bestseller book is how to start a food business, your own topic could be the 7-figure food business. All right. And then in the subtitle, you will then explain the full title of the book. So you can put the title as the 7-figure food business, and then in the subtitle, how to. So you've seen what I've done. How to start, how to plan, start, and grow a food business to make 7 figures in 6 months or less. All right. So subtitles are important because subtitles help people, help your viewers, help your readers to understand exactly what they are going to gain from your book. All right. So remember, the 1-star review is where you're going to getting the real ideas for the actual book that you want to write. Okay. So when you're choosing the title for your book, you're going for the Amazon bestsellers. When you're choosing the content for your book, you're going for the 1-star reviews for the books that did poorly in that subject. All right. So know the difference and write them down. So don't confuse yourself. All right. So once you've done that, you've chosen a title and a book and a book subtitle for your book. The next thing you want to do, the next step is to go on Canva. All right. Go on Canva. When you go on Canva, what happens is that Canva is a web application that has templates. All right. So there are templates for social media posts like Instagram posts, Instagram stories, Instagram reels. There are templates for Facebook, Facebook posts, Facebook group covers, Facebook page covers. There are templates for YouTube thumbnails, like the one that I used when you guys were joining my live. There is also, templates for letterheads, templates for logos, and also templates for books. All right. So what you want to do is go on Canva and then go to templates and click on the template for book. Canva has really good templates that you can literally take anyone and then just maybe change the colors, change the title, change the author name, and you're done. You don't need to do too much. In 5 minutes, you can actually create a best-selling book cover on Canva. You don't need to be a graphic designer or a graphic artist to create a book cover, especially when you're creating a book that's going to make you cash on demand. Okay? So go on Canva, pick anyone. My very first #1 Amazon best-selling book was actually a cover from Canva. I just changed the color from orange to yellow, put my name, put the title, and downloaded it. I was not ready to even be. In fact, the book was a rushed book. And the book was not even a book I sat down to write. The book was a transcription of 7 Facebook Live videos I had done. I just translated them. The book is called You and Your Mindset. It's if you go on my the link in my bio on my Instagram page, you can actually see it and get it for free if you want to. All right, but it's actually paid on Amazon. But you can get it for free on my Instagram. But that book was a book that I basically put together in a few hours, just as I'm teaching you how to do right now, because I needed something to use as a demo to teach my audience then how to publish a book onto Amazon. So I needed to put something together real quick. So I created that You and Your Mindset book because I was rushed. I didn't even put any thought into it. And the book ended up becoming a #1 Amazon bestseller. All right. So the cool thing about that is you can actually create a cover without you being a graphic designer. You create a cover, you download it. You don't even need to sign up for Canva Pro. you can use it with your free Canva. Download the cover as it is and save it. Then the next thing you want to do is that you need your book to have a marketing material. You haven't started writing yet, remember that. But you are creating all of the real assets that is going to help you to actually sell your book. Okay. So when you downloaded the cover from Canva, you want to download the cover in JPEG, JPG, like an image file. Save it onto your phone if you want to. Then there's a particular website you want to go to, and this website I'm calling right now, I'm not affiliated with them in this video. It's just important that I point that out. All right. But you can go to a website called adazing.com, ADAZING, adazing.com. When you go to adazing.com, there are free templates that can help you to create 3D mock-ups of your book. What that basically means is you want to create a book cover that looks like it's an actual book, all right, that you can use to sell. So adazing.com will give you different options to choose from, and it's actually free. You can pay for the paid one if you want to, but we are talking about people who are bootstrapping, who need money immediately. So you can actually use the free one, and you can get, you can actually upload that book cover that you designed on Canva onto adazing.com, and it will, the AI will just create a 3D mockup for you, just like that. You save that, you download it, you keep it. So now you have your title, you have your subtitle, you have your actual book cover, the one that you designed and downloaded on Canva. Keep that. It's important that you keep it, don't delete it. Then you have your marketing material, the 3D book cover or the mock-up you designed on adazing.com. You don't need to do anything, just upload the cover you designed from Canva and it will do the rest for you. Then you save it, right? Now that you've done all those parts, the next thing you want to do is sit down and begin the actual work of your book. Now, I'm telling you something that I'm going to give you a secret that will help you to write any book really fast. It will help you to write any book really fast. It helped me to write a 135-page book in less than 3 days. I wrote that particular book like 4 times. By the 4th time, I was so tired with actually typing. I just used this particular secret and this particular skill I'm about to share with you. And in 3 days, I was done with 135 pages. And that secret is to actually dictate your book. All right. Now, before we get to the dictating part, there are 3 steps to writing a book, and I always share them. The first step is to do a mind map. So now that you have an idea what it is you want to write, you have an idea what your topic is, you want to now sit down, take a sheet of paper. Do not do this on your phone. Take a sheet of paper or a book or a journal that you have and begin to write down everything you want to have in that book. Write down everything you want to have in that book. Write everything that you have in your head until your head is empty. You say, okay, I want to write, if it's a book on, let's say it's a book on how to start an online business. All right. So I want to write myths surrounding online businesses. I want to write about, different types of online businesses. I want to write about how to plan for an online business. I want to write about how to source for logos, how to get a free logo, how to do my branding. I'm going to write about, how to start a social media page and how to do all my social media branding. I want to write on how to get customers for my business. I want to write on how to get products to sell for my online business. Either I'm creating digital products or physical products that I sell online, maybe using social media like Instagram, for example. Let's say, for example, again, our topic is how to start a fashion business or how to start a food business, for example. I want to cover how to source for materials very cheaply. I want to cover, how to get materials on wholesale. I want to cover how to get my customers to make orders for me. I want to cover how to do graphic design so that I have a menu that I can be sharing people. I want to cover how to build my social media page so that it looks palatable. I want to cover how to take great photographs of my food. I want to cover how to do plating so that it looks really nice when I take a picture and people actually want to buy because they see it. I want to cover how to do behind the scenes videos, maybe when I'm cooking, to get people to be interested. Videos that I can actually post to my Instagram stories or my Instagram reels, or my IGTV. I want to cover how to price. I want to cover how to calculate profit and mark up for profits. I want to cover how to plan for a 6-figure business. Do you understand? So you write down every single thing that you want to include in that book. So we've said that our book that I want to write now, let's stick with the example of a 7-figure food business. So you want everything that somebody needs to know to start and build a 7-figure food business should be included in your mind map. All right. So your mind map is basically where you map everything that is in your mind onto paper. Once you've done that, the next step is called the outline. In the outline, you want to actually take all of those things that you've written in your mind map and begin to group them together. Which one of these things will actually, be similar, will fit into a chapter? Which of these things I've written out now? Which of these ideas will fit into a chapter? I would then take my pen and then begin to write them again. One way that you can do this is, what I like to do is, when I've written scribble all over my piece of paper. So what I would usually do is, I would take it, if I look at a particular, my idea, and I'm like, oh, this idea will be nice for a chapter one, I will circle it and then use a different color of pen to write one inside. All right. So let's say introduction to the food business is a great idea for a chapter one. I would circle it and then write one with red pen. I'll circle it in a blue pen and then write one in a red pen, so that I know that this is one. So anything that I see, maybe I wrote another idea on myths surrounding food business. That also seems like a great idea for a chapter one. I'll circle it, I write one. If I see another one that, what you need to know before going to food business, that seems like an idea for chapter two. I'll circle it, I use my red pen, write two inside. So what I've done is, I've now seen all these my ideas, I've put them into different chapter buckets. These chapter buckets will form the individual chapters of my book. And this also helps me to know which idea comes before which. So a lot of people, sometimes when they're writing books, you just start writing. You just say, oh, I have an idea for a book. I have so many ideas, so many ideas. I'm brimming with ideas. And then you start writing, and then you get stuck because there's no flow in your book again. Doing a mind map and an outline ensures that your book has flow. So that when somebody is reading, they're not jumping from social media back to branding. No, you should know that branding should probably come before social media. And social media should now come before how to get your audience. I shouldn't be reading about how to get my audience in chapter, or get customers in chapter 2, and then in chapter 7 I'm now reading about branding or social media or advertising. Everything must flow. If for some reason you are doing your mind outline and then you now realize that, oh, these things that I wrote 2 will actually be great in 4, all you need to do is just change the 2 to 4. Just change it again. That's all you need to know. Once you've done that mind map and outline, you've now grouped everything into, you now know exactly which should come as chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5. You already have half your book is already done. Those are the most difficult parts of the book writing process. Half your book is done once you've been able to do mind map and outline. All right. Once you've done that, you've written everything down, arrange them topic by topic. So take another piece of paper again and begin to arrange them. So all the things in chapter 1, which one should come first, which one should come second, which one should come third, which one should come fourth, arrange them. Arrange them topic by topic by topic by topic, as if they're PowerPoints, on a spread, on a presentation sheet, or a presentation slide. All right. So arrange them like PowerPoints in a presentation slide. So slide 1, for example, will contain all these points from chapter 1, and they will be arranged accordingly. Slide 2, the same thing. Slide 3, the same thing. So each slide and all the points in that slide it represents a chapter. So when you're doing a presentation, for example, you don't want to fly from the end of slide 1 to the beginning. No, everything must be arranged accordingly. So you want to arrange your outline like you're going to do a presentation slide. Write it in your notepad or in your piece of paper. Once you've done that, you now have a presentation. I now want you to close your eyes and imagine yourself in a room. Imagine yourself in a room and there are people sitting down in front of you, and you're about to give a presentation about your chosen topic. You're about to give a speech about your chosen topic. That is the best way to write. Nobody wants to write and read a book rather that sounds so academic and so boring and sounds like they use all the very, very complicated words. When you read my book, you can hear my voice in your head. If you've listened to me before and then you go on to read my book, it sounds as if I'm speaking to you. That's the experience you want your readers to have. And the best way to do that is to actually speak the book. So that's the next step. After you've done your mind map, your outline, instead of you to write, the next thing you want to do is speak. You want to speak the book. So what you want to do basically is, there's an app called Otter, Otter. All right, the Otter app. There's an app called Otter. And with that Otter, It actually is a text to speech app or a speech to text app actually. So as you speak, the app automatically turns your speech or your words into text and just continues like that. All right. It's called the Otter app. Another platform that you can use if you cannot download the Otter app is to go on your Google Docs and then click on your Google Docs if you want to write a document. Then when you right click, you will see enable dictation and then you can dictate the book. All right. So if you don't want to use the Otter app, if you want to do all your stuff on Google Drive or your Google Documents or your Google Doc, which is free anyway, you can just go open a brand new Google Doc page and then right click on it. And when you right click on it, it will show enable dictation. Once you click on that, you choose which accent you want, whichever accent your accent is close to. All right. I know that for some of us in Africa, we have very strong accent that may be for hard for Google to actually pick up, but they're doing a better job. Now they have Nigerian accent, especially with their Google Maps. So they are much more able to recognize our voice. All right. So you can use Google Dictate as well to actually dictate your book. What you want to do is just poise yourself. You already have your points. Say, for example, I want to write a book on the cash on demand series. And chapter 1, I want to talk about ebooks. Chapter 2 is going to be workbooks. Chapter 3 is going to be paid webinars. Chapter 4 is going to be bundling and replays. So I'll start. All right, chapter 1. In this chapter, I'm going to be talking to you about how you can actually create ebooks on the spot to help you to create cash on demand for your business. Ebooks are a great way to actually bring cash on demand for your business because they're easy to do and they're easy to write. And you don't even have to put pen to paper or hands to your computer to actually write them. You can actually dictate the words of your ebook onto Google Dictate or using the Otter app. Once you have done that, you simply need to edit. Once you have done editing, you want to add the cover page of your book cover you have designed on Canva onto the first page of your book and then download it as PDF. Then you can then sell this PDF to members of your audience who are on your other different platforms for money. And in 24 hours, if your marketing goes right, you should be able to make 6 figures in 24 hours. Bam. That is chapter 1. As I'm dictating, Otter app or Google Dictate will be translating those words into text for me on the page. All right. Then I go on to chapter 2. Chapter 2, I will now say, in chapter 1, we talked about using ebooks. Another great way to actually make cash on demand, to actually create cash on demand is by creating workbooks. Now, this is great for authors who already have books that actually offer help. You can actually take your book and take ideas from each chapter of your book and turn them into workbook. And I'm talking like that. It doesn't feel like work anymore, because I'm actually speaking. A lot of people always say, I think I speak better than I write. And sadly, it's the truth. I don't like to agree with it, but it's the truth. I see that some people struggle to write, but when you give them a platform to come and speak, they're good. Other people is on the opposite. They would rather write and hide behind a pen than for them to come out and speak. But they're very happy to do Facebook Lives and Instagram Lives because they're usually the only one and they can't see faces. But beyond that, people find that they express themselves better or express themselves in better English when they speak than when they write. A lot of people actually, as well, even in this country, are undiagnosed dyslexics. All right, they have dyslexia that hasn't been diagnosed. That's why you will hear them speak and they sound eloquent. But when you read what they've written, it's hard for you to make sense of it. The only reason, one of the strong reasons for that is because they have dyslexia. It's very hard for them to actually put down words, in text. But when they speak, it makes sense. Have you ever encountered people like that? It's very likely that those people have dyslexia that either has or has not yet been diagnosed. So if you're somebody who feels like you express yourself better speaking than writing, then Google Dictate or the other app is the best option for you. You can actually dictate, and in less than 30 minutes, in 30 minutes to 45 minutes, you're done with your entire book. All right. So you've done the introduction, you've done your chapter 1, you've done your chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, maybe chapter 6, at most, maybe chapter 7, chapter 8. It doesn't have to be longer than that. It's a simple book that you want to use to help people actually get results. How-to books don't have to be 100 pages long. They don't have to be even 90, 80, 70 pages long. You can create a how-to book that is 35, 40 pages after editing, and you're good. All right. And you're good. So that is how you can actually create a book. So once you have dictated using the Otter app or the Google Dictate, what happens is you then have the file, you have the document, then you sit down and edit the document. So there are sometimes that the app may not catch some words, or it may misspell some words or put some things out of content. It thinks it heard something and then it puts another thing there. So sorry, for example, you want to write wallow, it will then end up writing swallow for you. So all you need to do is just sit down and line by line you edit it there. All right. If you had the time, you obviously want to give it an editor, but we are talking about cash on demand. All right. Like my friend on the video will say, life is too short to click on to unplug the USB. Okay. So it's because you're speaking, you're expressing yourself better, you have less mistakes. But remember that it's an app that is not necessarily somebody's ear, so they may miss some words. So you want to sit down and make sure you actually edit every single page. Edit it and see how many pages there are. Now, let's say you edit it and you find out that you have like 18 pages, and it's only 18 pages. Look at your font. Your font may be font 11, maybe font 12. I usually advise people, once you finish editing and you have 18 pages, one of the ways to actually get more pages on your book is to actually increase the size of your font. So you can increase your font to about 16. That way it creates more pages for you. You can increase your font size 16. Another thing that you can do is to give blank pages. So for example, instead of you writing chapter 2 on top and then of the page and then starting to write under the chapter 2, you can take a whole page to write your chapter 2. You can take a whole page to say this is chapter 2, this is the topic, and then move on to the next page before you start writing what's inside chapter 2. So that way, if you have 8 chapters, that's 8 new pages. All right. If you have 8 chapters, 8 new pages. Another way to add fillers to your book is to add an acknowledgement. All right. Add an acknowledgement page where you acknowledge the Lord God Almighty, acknowledge your pastor, acknowledge your parents, acknowledge your spouse, acknowledge your children, acknowledge your coach, acknowledge your dog, acknowledge your cat, acknowledge your goldfish, acknowledge your professor in school that told you you'll never be great and you never write a book. Acknowledge all of them. All right. Then another part to add a new page to your book is a dedication. So after acknowledgement, you now want to dedicate it. Oh, and I'll dedicate this book to everybody out there who has a dream to become a 7-figure cook. This book is for you. You've dedicated the book to them, but you actually spent a whole page with just 5 lines. All right. That's another way to actually add an extra page. Another way to add another extra page is do a disclaimer page. A disclaimer page simply basically says that, hey, these are the things that I'm sharing with you are things that I've experienced. The results are not typical. You may get more, you may get less. This book is actually to serve as a suggestion, as a guide, not necessarily as a Bible. All right. Any positive or negative effects you get from this book, my hand and my leg is not inside. As we say in Nigeria, my hand and my leg is not inside. All right. Basically saying that, it's a disclaimer saying that I'm not liable for any after effects of whatever happens to you after you use this book. If your baby eats the book, maybe you decide to print the ebook and your baby eats the ebook, you cannot sue me. All right. If you trip on the book and break your neck, your hospital cannot sue me. All right. If you get hurt or shot because you were waving the book and insulting somebody where you should not be, and you end your life, your lifeless remains cannot sue me. Your family members cannot sue me. I'm just joking, but you can always Google disclaimer templates for books. All right. So those are great ways to actually add extra pages to your book. Okay. So a disclaimer page, an acknowledgement page, a dedication page, a table of contents page as well, to just say chapter 1, this is where the page is, chapter 2, and so on and so forth. Pick up any book you have around your house and see how it's formatted, and then do the same thing in your Google Docs or your Microsoft Word or your Apple Pages notepad or wherever notepad you are using. Arrange it all nice, make it look really nice. Then move everything down one page. The first page of your document will then have the picture of your cover, your book cover. So you remember that book cover that you created on Canva? That's where you then put it. So you take that book cover, you upload it onto the first page, you drag it, you stretch it, you edit it, you arrange it so that it covers the entire page. All right. You stretch it so that you cover the entire page. Okay. So when it covers the entire page, what you have done, my dear friends, is that you have created an ebook in less than 2 or 3 hours. By doing all of that, you created an ebook of 20 something, 30 something, maybe 40 something pages, maybe 50 something pages if you're a studious scholar like me, in less than 2 hours. Wasn't that fun? The way I shared it with you, isn't that fun? Doesn't it sound doable for you? Isn't it something that you can actually do? Something that you see yourself actually doing today? And is your head now flowing with ideas? Oh, so this thing, this idea that I have, I could actually turn it into an ebook. This thing that I was thinking about, I could actually turn it into an ebook and actually start making money from it today. Yes, you can. And that's why I'm sharing this with you, because every single one of you now, I'm challenging you to do it today. So everybody now needs to know that we are calling today the ebook publishing challenge. Ebook publishing challenge. All right. So if you can go on your Twitter, if you can go on your Instagram and use the hashtag ebook publishing challenge, that'll be cool, because as many of you that are listening to me right now, about 196 people watching me live, right? You have the ability to actually write, publish, and begin to sell your book today. So I've showed you how to write. I've showed you how to actually publish the book. You've actually designed it. You've published it. You've downloaded it as a PDF onto your phone or onto your laptop. All right. The next thing you want to do is upload that book onto your Google Drive or onto your Dropbox. Right? Upload the book onto your Google Drive, onto your Dropbox. The reason why you want to do this is so that you can actually have a link for your book. You know, when you send something to somebody on Google Drive or on Dropbox, you usually send a link. So that way you don't have to send large files via your emails. All right. So that's what I want you to do. Title the document, save it as PDF, upload it onto your Google Drive or onto your Dropbox. Get the link, save it to your notepad on your phone. All right. The next thing you want to do now is you've created. I'm seeing somebody's already asking, well, how do you sell? Guys, calm down. Step-by-step process. Okay. So you've created your book. You've done everything you need to do. Remember that at the beginning, you went to adazing.com and uploaded that cover that you designed on Canva. You uploaded it onto Amazon, adazing.com, and Adazing created a 3D mockup for you. That is what you are then going to use as your marketing material to market your book. Now, if you're listening to me and you already have a Paystack account or a Flutterwave account, or maybe you're listening from the US and you have a PayPal account, you can actually create a payment page on these platforms. All right. You've created your payment page on these different platforms. So you create a payment page, you choose an amount. You say, okay, because I'm launching and because I want cash and I want people to actually have no barriers to actually buying a book from me, I can decide that I want to sell the book at launch price at 1,000 naira or 2,000 naira, depending on the size and the pockets of my general audience. You can say, okay, I want to put out this book for 1,000 or 2,000 naira. It's small money. It's shawarma money. Anybody can easily, give me 1,000 or 2,000 for something that is as valuable as learning a 7-figure secret. It may not be for them. It may be for their friend or their family or their spouse or something. But they have no barriers to actually paying 1,000 naira for something that is valuable. It's better for me to go and meet a particular friend of mine to say, hey, I have this particular ebook that I want you to buy from me. It's just 1,000 naira. It's better for me to do that than to go and meet that friend and say, hey, give me 1,000 naira. Just like that. We have to get rid of this mentality of being scared to sell. And this is what I want to address right now. A lot of people say, okay, I've written the book, how do I sell it? The problem is that you don't think you can sell, but you sell every single day. If you're a married person, every single day that you wake up, you spend convincing your partner why they should continue to be married to you. You are selling yourself. If you're a kid, you're a child, or you live with your parents, right? You spend every waking day convincing your parents of why they should continue to, provide for your needs and give you stuff when you ask for it. You're selling yourself. If you're somebody who has a 9 to 5, every single day you wake up to go to your job, that you dress well, that you go and you go to your work early and you're punctual and you do the work that you're supposed to do, you're selling yourself to your employer so that they can continue to employ you and not fire you. The day you stop selling yourself is the day that they will fire you. All right? So we need to get rid of this fear of selling. We need to get rid of this fear of actually asking for value in return for our value. All right. We need to get rid of an entitlement mentality that people are supposed to give us stuff for free and start expecting them to actually pay us for value. All right. Many times, so many people are so ingrained in this entitlement mentality that they would rather beg than actually sell something. You need to get rid of that mentality. It's more honorable for you to actually sell value, sell something that you know is good in exchange for money than to go and beg for it. All right. That's why I'm teaching you this cash on demand series. So that if you ever find yourself in a position where you need money, all you need to do is, what do I know that people need that I can create now and sell? When you begin to think in this way, you have an entrepreneurial mindset. You don't have to start a business first in order for you to become an entrepreneur and have an entrepreneurial mindset. Having an entrepreneurial mindset basically means that you are able to see value, create value, and exchange value for money. All right. So it's important that you build an entrepreneurial mindset. All right. So if you don't have a registered business, you can use Flutterwave. Flutterwave doesn't require you to actually provide business registration details, at least at the time of the creation of this video. You can create a Flutterwave link without having to, a payment page on Flutterwave rather, without having to actually own a business. You can do same on PayPal as well, depending on who's listening and where you're listening from. All right, there are a number of payment platforms that allow you to be able to create payment pages where you can connect the payment of your book to that payment page. It generates a link for you, then you share that link. When you create a payment page on any of these platforms, a link will be generated, and when people click on that link, it takes them straight to the payment page. All right. When you go to the payment page, they then fill their details. Either they pay via card or they pay via transfer, USSD, or mobile banking, whatever, PayPal, and so on and so forth. All right. There are different options for the different payment platforms. Go and research them now. If you're Nigerian or maybe even African, you can actually use Flutterwave. All right. It's not restricted to Nigerian. You can actually use Flutterwave. All right. All you need to do is click to create a new payment page, title it as the name of your book, upload your book cover, then put in the price of your book. Then it will ask you what other details you want to collect. I want to collect their names, their emails, and their phone numbers. Then the next thing is to be, okay, what instructions you want to give them when the payment is successful. Tell them, hey, wait for the, don't close the page once it's successful, wait, and it will automatically redirect you to download the book, then save it. All right. So there's the place that says redirect link. That place is where you then put the link to the book that you uploaded on either Google Drive or Dropbox. Remember, we uploaded the book that we saved as PDF onto Google Drive and Dropbox, and it generated a link for that particular book. It is that link that you will now put in the redirect, so that when people now pay, they don't have to start sending you messages again to say, I've paid, or yeah, send me the book. That's stress. But if for some reason you are not able to do that and you don't mind the stress, then you can opt for transfer. You can say, okay, when I'm doing my marketing, I can say, hey guys, transfer the money to me. When you have paid, just send me proof of payment and I'll send you the book. All right? Send me proof of payment and I'll send you the book. If you do it for 100 people in 24 hours, that's 100,000 naira. If you're selling your book at $5 and you do it to 100 people, you sell your book on your Instagram, your Facebook, your WhatsApp, and whatever other social media platforms you belong to, and 100 people buy from you in 24 hours, that's $500, which is 100 people times $5. It's easy to do. You cannot sit down and say you don't have money and you don't know what to do to get money. I am sharing with you one of the secrets to actually by creating value and actually selling that value in exchange for money. All right. So you've created a payment page, or you don't have a payment page, you want to use transfer. The next thing you want to do is become like a crazy person. Imagine that your loved one is in the hospital and they said, if you don't bring 6 figures, if you don't bring this amount of money in the next 24 hours, this person could die. Imagine that. See, when it comes to selling, the amount of effort you put in your selling is directly proportional to your priorities and how much you need that money. If I told you, for example, that, hey, go and write this book now and then, go and sell it and everything, and I want you to make 100,000 in the next 24 hours, you may decide to do it. You may decide to not do it. But if you're listening to me right now and you know that somebody's going to knock on your door tomorrow to demand 100,000 from you, or they're going to take you to jail because you're owing a debt of 100,000, you will leave this broadcast as soon as it's done and go straight to go and do what I've said. Priorities. If it's not urgent to you, if it's not really pressing for you, you won't do it. So I'm challenging you today. Imagine, put yourself in a scenario where you need to have 100,000 naira in your bank account by 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. What are you willing to do to get that money? You could go around begging on social media or begging all the people on your WhatsApp group or your WhatsApp contacts and beg them. Maybe some people will agree. Maybe some people will not agree. You may have to pay them back, or you have to live with the embarrassment of being a debtor for as long as you owe them the money. Or you could decide to create something of value and market the hell out of it for 24 hours. Make that money, and it's 100% profit for you. 100% profit. You did not spend any money to create the ebook, did not spend any money for graphic design, did not spend any money for marketing. All you did was create value out of nothing and put it out there for people to actually buy. Then you market the hell out of it. And then you market that book, and I guarantee you that if you do this on all your platforms aggressively, consistently sending reminders, telling them, hey guys, this book, the 1,000 naira discount offer expires by midnight tomorrow. Have you gotten it? Have you gotten it? And you continue to press and you continue to push. All right? People will buy. Now, somebody is saying that even if I sell it at so and so price, people will not buy. Hey, that's a mindset as well. That's a mindset. If you think that you are not worth people buying stuff that you put out there for $5 or 1,000 naira, then nah, it's a mindset thing. Nobody in this live broadcast is that dumb that they cannot create a value of 1,000 naira. That's me telling you. There's almost 200 people watching live. There is nobody listening to me right now that is that dumb that you cannot create 1,000 naira value from your brain. It's not possible. And I'm just me telling you, if you are out there and you're having this mentality, then I feel sad for you. And I want you to know it's a mentality. There is nobody listening to me right now who's disinterested in personal development, who will tell me that you cannot create value of 1,000 naira and that you don't have at least 100 people that you can pressure to actually get. When I say pressure, I don't mean you hound them and insult them. I mean you actually put it out there for them to see. Unless you're not doing your marketing, you are shy, you're embarrassed, you're ashamed to sell your own sense, then you have esteem issues and you need to deal with that. It's not the value that is the issue, it's your esteem that is the issue, your self-esteem that is the issue. And you need to understand that if you're creating something that is of value and you spend time to create that thing that is of value, and you are not selling the book of 40 pages. You're not selling a title of 6-figure business or whatever, how to do this and how to do that. You're selling your years of experience. You cannot tell me that your entire life and your entire years of experience right now is a waste. That your entire years of experience cannot make you 100,000 naira in 24 hours. It's not possible. You cannot tell me that your full life, there are some of you that are listening to me, that you are at least, the youngest person that is listening to me here should probably be 19, 18 or 20. And some of you that are listening to me are way older. You cannot tell me that your life is not worth 1,000 naira that you can sell to a couple of people. You can't tell me that. I refuse to agree. Unless you have self-esteem issues, of which you should probably leave this broadcast right now and then go and deal with your self-esteem. Speak to a therapist that can help you. And then when you are feeling okay with yourself, you can come back. But if you don't have esteem issues, then the sky is your limit. That's the honest truth. All right? So promote. Get it on all your platforms. Get it on your Facebook profile. Get it on your Instagram profile. Even if you have 30 people, get it on your Instagram profile. Tell them to share. Get it on your WhatsApp status. Get it on your WhatsApp group that they allow you to. And tell them, please share this book for me. Please share this book that I have shared on your own WhatsApp status so that your own friends can also see it. You should have at least bought some goodwill with people who are on your WhatsApp status or on your Facebook friends list or on your Instagram friends list. You cannot be so terrible that one person or two people will not want to share your book with other people, even if they don't buy. The least they can do is share. Send a message to all your close friends. Hey, this is my new book. It just came out. Please share it on your status for me. Please share it on your profile for me. Please share the content for me. This is how they can actually pay. Please share it. You cannot say you don't have goodwill. You cannot be that terrible that you don't have people who you can tell to share. See, Desperate times, desperate measures. You have to be willing to do whatever it takes to actually get the value that you want. If your mother was on a sick bed, I'm telling you, that mentality of people will not buy, it will disappear because you'll be desperate enough to make sure that you will tell yourself that people they have to buy. They have to buy because if they don't buy, my mom is gone. If they don't buy, my mom is gone. Again, priorities. Sit down and cross your hand and feel good because you have 3 square meals in your bed. But you have that extra 100K that you just created value from in 2 hours and marketed for 24 hours. Even if you don't need the money, you can donate it to your favorite campaign. You can donate it to your favorite protesters. You can donate it to help people that are injured or sick in the hospital. You can donate it to some good cause. But do it. And don't ever say that people will not buy because that's only a mindset thing. All right. So promote. Get people who have got the book to send you messages. Hey, have you started reading it? What did you think about the first couple of pages? Get their testimonials. Then ask them, please, can I share your testimonial? Without, if you like, I can add your name. If you like, I can remove your name as well. Can I please share your testimonial on my WhatsApp status? That's the second stage of selling. So what I've taught you now up until this time is to teach you how to sell and make money in 24 hours. After that 24 hours, what do? You now want to leverage on social proof to continue to sell. So you can take testimonials from people who have bought from you and ask them, when you check out the book, what did you think? In the first couple of pages, what did you think? Let them say, oh, this is what I thought. Oh, it was really nice, the introduction, I really liked it. Or some people may actually get the book and read it immediately because it's a short book. It's something that people can sit down and read in 30 minutes. Oh, I read the book, it was fantastic, great ideas. Take those screenshots, post it on your status again. Day 2 marketing plan. Post it and say, hey guys, people who bought the book yesterday, this is what they had to say. It's still available for sale today. Now, because you have social proof, people who didn't want to buy yesterday will now be more willing to buy today because they have seen that other people have bought it and there is indeed value in that book. That's why, again, it must be valuable. You've done your research. So whatever you're putting out there is valuable. I'm not teaching you to create crack and cock and bull stories kind of ebook. I've taught you how to do your research. I've taught you how to create something from your expertise. All right. So you should already know that that's a given anyway. All right. So from the testimonials, you create social proof. Those social proof will get more people to begin to buy. And the more people begin to buy and share their testimonials, the more you have testimonials to share. And the cycle continues. Okay. Now, there is one way that in which you can actually blow up your sales. Is by taking out of that money that you've made in the first day or second day, taking out of that money and actually paying an influencer to actually promote your book for you. So you can, if you're Nigerian, for example, you can take, I don't know how much they charge, between 10 and 30K, I think, maybe more, to Diary of a Niger Girl, or Diary of a Niger Single Girl, or Niger Brand Chick, or Bella Niger, or Tunde Ednot, or Instablog, and so on and so forth. These are influencer platforms that you can actually pay them to actually promote your work, promote your book. Some of them will say yes, some of them will give you price, and so on and so forth. It's an investment you have to be willing to make. Imagine you pay 20,000 naira to an influencer platform with 500,000 people. You paid 20,000 naira. Out of 500,000 people, 100 people pay. What happened? You've invested 20,000 and you've made 100,000. So you've made a net profit of 80,000. That is one of the other ways of advertising. All right. So there's Facebook ads as well. You can invest that 20,000 into Facebook ads and reach as many people as you can. If you know how to do Facebook ads as well, I advise you to go and learn how to do that. You have to. You cannot try to sell something in this life anymore without having to use Facebook ads. All right. So get to learn how to use Facebook ads. Learn how to use that to actually sell your book. Invest in your book. So you've worked on creating something out of nothing. It's giving you money and value. Don't eat it all. Take out of that money that you have made and invest back into that book. And very soon, you never know, you may just become another me, where I created a book, The A to Z of eBook Publishing, and marketed the hell out of that book for 3 months. And today I've gone beyond writing a book on how to publish and selling one single book to having multiple books, multiple Amazon bestsellers, courses, videos, masterclasses, coaching, training, consulting, and so on and so forth from one book. I did not know then that this is what it would get to today. But at least I had an idea of the path I wanted to follow. So that's just the beginning. And this is what you can actually do with ebooks. All right. So reinvest into that book, reinvest into promoting that book. So you get to a point where you actually would stop doing the promotion yourself and you actually start investing in influencers or investing in paid advertising to actually get your book out there. That way you begin to grow your book, you begin to grow the value that you have. All right. Now, one more thing that I need to add in your book is at the back of your book, always include a way that by which people can actually reach you. If you don't have issues taking phone calls and tons of WhatsApp messages, you can include your phone number. You can include your email. You can include, and you must include, not you can, you must include your email and your social media handles, so that people who buy your book, who weren't following you, who didn't know who you were, but eventually bought your book, have a way of actually contacting you to send their testimonials, maybe to ask questions or to ask you what other services you have. All right. So that is a great way for you to build an audience of people who are now readers of your book, who you can eventually sell other things to in the future. This is not the class for that. I'm going to teach you in a different class how you can turn one ebook into a six-figure, 7-figure generating cash machine. That's in a different class. It's a different series altogether. But this is what I wanted to share with you today. It is not hard to write a book. Everybody has a book in them. You have to be willing to take the leap. Sit down and ask yourself, what is it that I know that I could teach? Do your research on Amazon.com and YouTube, on YouTube.com as well. Do your research. Remember, the content of your book is in the 1-star reviews and the negative reviews. And then the idea for the title of your book is in the bestsellers or the most popular videos. All right. So something that is more popular obviously has a good title, maybe a great cover as well. Maybe the person is actually well known. But the content should come from the 1-star reviews of those same people. All right. So when you create that, you do your mind map where you bring all of the ideas from your head into a piece of paper. Then you arrange those ideas into chapters in what we call the outline. You arrange those outline into bullet points from beginning to end. And then you speak the book. There are 2 platforms I've shared with you, author.com, OTTER.com, author.com, or you use the Google Dictate on your Google Docs. So go to open the Google Doc, right click on it, enable dictation, and then speak your book. When you're finished speaking your book, edit your book, edit the book, make sure that you've added in the filler words that might have been missed or misspelled or misconstrued. You edit all of that. Then format the book, increase the size of the font, add blank pages for chapters, add dedication, acknowledgement, add disclaimer or copyright legal pages, add table of content, add an introduction. At the back of the book, add a way where people can contact you. If you have a Facebook group, add it there. If you have a YouTube channel, add it there. If you have Instagram, TikTok, what else again, Facebook page or whatever, you can add those as well. All right. So that gives people the opportunity to connect with you more after they have actually connected with your book. Okay. So that is it. Now, here's what I said I was going to do for you guys. All right. So here is it. Between now and 12 p.m., I'm going to sit down at my phone. All right. I'm going to sit down at my phone. I'm going to wait for everybody who would actually do this. I want everybody to write a brand new book. Don't cheat the system. I know there are some of you here that are authors, and what I want to share now is not for you guys who are already established or people who have already written a book. It's not for your old books. Everybody here who decides to create a book today, you can show me proof that you created this book today after this class, between now and midnight, and you promote it on your Instagram. Tag me, and I would help you to promote it on my Instagram stories as well. All right. So what I've shared with you now is actionable point. You can do all of this in 2 to 3 hours. You do this, you post it on your WhatsApp, you post it on your Facebook profile, you post it on your Instagram. The one you post on Instagram, whether it's on your Instagram post or stories, tag me. When you tag me, I would repost your post or your Insta stories to my stories. I will then give more eyeballs to your post and help you to actually promote your book from my end. Remember to also use the hashtag ebook publishing challenge or ebook writing challenge. I can't remember what it was. All right. So remember to use the hashtag. If you're wondering what my Instagram is, this is my Instagram. It's scrolling at the bottom right now at Idiri Adewo. All right. Take a screenshot of it or write it down somewhere so that you can actually see it. That's my Instagram. All right. So don't do it on my Facebook group. If you do it on your profile, I won't see it. If you do it on your WhatsApp, I won't see it. But do it on those platforms anyway, except my Facebook group. Then the ones that you do on Instagram, when you post the cover of your book, the 3D mock-up that you created on adazin.com, post all the details for people to buy the book, explain a little bit what the book is about and what people stand to gain from the book, put payment details in the description or link it in your bio if you want to, and then tag me and use the hashtag ebook writing challenge. I will see it, and from now till 12 midnight, everybody that tags me between now and 12 midnight, I would repost your post on my Instagram stories. Okay, I will repost your post on my Instagram stories. I get hundreds and hundreds of views, 500 to 800 views on my Instagram stories every single time I post. So I'm going to get you more eyeballs on your book. You never know who will actually buy from there. All right, so this is only for books that are created today. If you try to scam me, it will not be funny. All right, if you try, you can't try, because I will definitely check and I'll find out if you're trying to promote a book you've written before. All right, so don't do so. Karma is something. Karma is real. All right, it's not nice at all. So I'm only going to do this for people who are actually going to create a book today. All right. Once it's 12 midnight, I will not do it again. But I'm going to stay awake from now to 12 midnight to do that for you, because I want to encourage you and I want to celebrate you. All right. If you're in my Facebook group, by tomorrow and Monday, those of you know that tomorrow and Monday, you can't promote without writing. I want you to promote with the link for people to pay. So if they pay, what are they going to get? Someone's asking, do we have to finish writing and editing? Let me pin this one. Someone's asking, Jamila's asking, do we have to finish writing and editing, or we could promote before we finish? You have to finish the book. You have to finish the book. All right? So you have to finish the book, and the book has to be ready for purchase today. All right? Now, here's the thing. You can decide to take 2 days or 3 days or a week or a month to apply these things I have shared with you. That's okay. All right, that's absolutely fine. All right, that's absolutely fine, and you can do that whenever you want. But the people I'm going to be promoting on my Instagram stories are people who are actually going to take that. They are the fast action takers. That's why you get the perks. That's why you get the benefit. I talked about the perks in the beginning. The fast action takers are those people who I'm going to promote today. All right, I understand that not everybody has the same privileges. Some people may be at work, some people may be doing something or the other. That's okay. Your time will come another time, but this is for the people who are actually going to take action and do this today. Okay, so it's okay to do whenever you want. What I've shared with you now is valuable enough. You can come back to this video over and over again. It's going to be here on my YouTube channel. I'm not taking it down. You can come back to this video again to watch it. Sit down and really watch it and take note of everything that you want to take note of. Later on, if you want to, and if you want to learn again and learn how to do all of these things. But the people who I'm going to be promoting on my Instagram stories are people who take action today. So it's ending 12 midnight Nigerian time. All right, 12 midnight GMT +1. For those of you who are listening to me live, if you're listening to this replay, sorry, you can still take advantage of this, and if you take advantage of this and publish your book, let me know. I'll be very happy to congratulate you. All right. If you are not yet in my Facebook group, you can join my Facebook group as well. For those of you who are going to be writing and publishing at least within this weekend, join my Facebook group. On Monday, I'm actually going to promote again. All right. So if you are unable to do it today, but you are able to do it within the weekend, on Monday, I'm actually going to promote again. All right. And I'm going to do something I haven't done before. I would allow you to send me your payment details, so I would include the payment details in the post. Normally, I do what we call shining the spotlight on my Facebook group, where I do free promotions for authors. All right, I do shining the spotlight, and normally I would just put the author and what they do and the brief description of the book, and then ask people to go get it. Then the author puts payment details in the comment section of the post that I make. But for Monday only, I'm going to ask everybody who, whether you're a new author or you have published anytime within the year and you're a member of my community, or you just joined the community and you need me to help you to promote your book to my community of 30,000 people, on Monday, I'll be doing a call to people who would like me to promote their book for them, to shine the spotlight on them for their book. So people who are going to work on their book this weekend and people who have written that I haven't yet promoted your book, your new book within the year, and you join the community within the year, all right, I will be promoting your book on Monday. So join my Facebook group. More details about that will be shared, and you'll see all the information about that. All right, isn't that pretty cool? So even though you don't publish today, you still have a chance. If you're able to publish over the weekend, you still have a chance to get your book on Monday. Now, the only way that I'm actually going to promote your book on Monday is actually if you actually put the payment details and your book is actually ready to be sent. All right, we will not be promoting your book when you have not yet finished writing it. There's no point. All right, so yeah, awesome. All right. So that is it. I am going to take a couple of questions now for the next 9 minutes, and then I'm going to call it a day. All right. I'm going to call it a day. Someone is asking, do you mean writing and publishing today? Yes, I mean so. What I've taught you right now, you can do in 3 hours. All right. You can do in 3 hours. And within that 3 hours, you can get everything done. What I'm sharing with you is not something that will take you forever to do. You can do it in 3 hours. All right. So you have about 8.5 hours now to go. 8.5 hours to go. So not asking me to increase it, I'm not going to increase it. So I'm put you on your toes so that you can actually do, stuff and get it done now. It's cash on demand. It's not cash tomorrow or cash next tomorrow or cash next week. It's cash on demand. It's quick. Start and bank it immediately. All right. So please, someone is saying click on the like button. Please click on the like button. Join my Facebook group. That's it, scrolling at the bottom. I hope you've gotten value from this. If you've gotten value from this and you're really excited about this, let me know in the comment section that this has been really amazing for you. Let me know that you've learned something. Let me know that you've picked up something that you probably never thought about before, even though you're already an established author that you can actually use for your business. Let me know. All right. Someone's asking, is it possible for you to finish all this with your mobile phone alone? Yes, it's very possible. All right. So someone's asking about a video course. I don't know what that means. Are you asking me to do a video course, or are you asking if you can use this technique for a video course? I think you can use this technique for a video course if you're able to create slides. You can use this technique for a video course, and I'm going to talk about that in a different video when I talk about paid webinars and classes. All right. Someone is saying, please, outside promoting our books on Monday on your Facebook group, how can we get access to you, and what does it entail for you to promote our book or course on your Facebook group on other days? All right. So you can get access to me on the group. I'm always on the group. All right. You can always ask questions in any of my posts that I have made, and I'll answer. I'm not very big on Facebook DMs at all. At all. So because I have a large community and my DMs are, I don't even go there. There's thousands of messages there that I haven't even read. All right. But you can always ask questions in the comment sections of any of my posts. My posts will always be pinned on the group, any post whatsoever. I can ask questions and I'll see them and answer. I get notified when you comment on my posts. All right. So I'll see them. So join my Facebook group if you haven't yet. Then from time to time, we are thinking of doing this once every 2 weeks, or once every month rather, to shine the spotlight on people. So this is something we do on the group constantly. We haven't done that in a while because of a lot of activities that have been going on. But if you check the group, if you type shining the spotlight on the group, you will see more than probably 100 different times of promoted on the group. I don't charge for promotions on my group at all. Ask anybody, they will tell you I don't charge. I do the promotions absolutely free. I like to encourage my members. I like to encourage people to write. So I don't do promotions whatsoever. I don't do paid promotions. I promote for free. All right. So, and we do that periodically. So keep an eye out on my post when I do the post to call for submissions. Just make sure that you don't miss the announcements. We usually do that on a whim, and you have to constantly be present in the community. At least turn on notifications for my posts so that you don't miss any of those. I usually give about 4, 5, 6, sometimes even 7 hours notice for those. So yeah. All right. Someone's asking the link to my group. That's it scrolling on the screen at the bottom there, facebook.com/groups/open network. That's the link. You can take a screenshot when it scrolls out completely. All right. So that's the link to my group. Please join my group. Also follow me on Instagram as well if you want me to promote your book. If you don't follow me, I will not promote your book. So make sure you follow me and tag me when you have written the book and you have published it and you are ready to sell it and you're actually selling it already. In the post where you're actually selling the book, tag me, put the hashtag ebook writing challenge, and I will do a promotion for you. Someone's asking me to do a recap on the book cover. Don't worry, that was like a 10-minute piece of the entire conversation. The replay is going to be available. You can watch it again. All right. How do we prevent people from sharing ebooks to others after purchase? Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about that. It's sad. We're hoping to turn this culture around. It's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. For those of you who are listening, it's absolutely wrong to share other people's books with your friends. All right. It's absolutely wrong to request for people to send you PDF versions of books. And it's absolutely wrong to share it because you're taking away from their sweat. You're taking away from their value. All right. Unfortunately, there are no copyright laws that prevent these things from happening because people can share the documents indiscriminately, but you have to hope for the best and educate your audience that it's wrong to actually share. In my community, we don't try it. Nobody comes and starts asking for ebook PDF version of a particular book. We ban you straight up. All right. It's a culture that we've imbibed, so we don't do it. And we encourage people to tell their audience members as well not to do it. And in time, we'll get better. Someone's asking, will the Google Drive links containing the book allow clients who purchase the book to download it? I thought Google Drive was view only. You can always change your settings from view only to anybody can see. All right, so anybody can download. So for example, I bought a bundle of stuff from a particular Instagram seller who's in the US, and they sent the link to me via Google Drive, and I downloaded it immediately. So that's it for that. So you can always change your status to allow you change your settings rather to allow for people to get the book and download it easily. If you're not sure of Google Drive, use Dropbox. Okay, if you're not sure of Google Drive, use Dropbox. So the hashtag is ebook publishing challenge, not ebook writing challenge. It's ebook publishing challenge. Somebody's question is not complete. What do you think about plagiarism, people who copy and paste? Well, it's wrong, obviously. You don't do that, but that is somebody else's Facebook post or Instagram post. Plagiarism is plagiarism. Plagiarism basically means copying someone's intellectual property and acting as if it's yours. It's absolutely wrong. Don't do it, and don't encourage people to do it as well. And if you see people doing it, correct them. It's absolutely wrong. If you try to plagiarize other people's book, they can actually come for you. There are ways in which people, especially big brands and big authors and big names, can actually find somebody who plagiarized their work. All right, there's something called crawlers that they can use to search over the internet. As long as your book has been shared on a platform, a book where you plagiarize somebody else's content was shared on a platform, you can get sued and you can go to jail or you pay a massive fine. All right, so don't do it. It's absolutely wrong. Everybody is smart enough to create their own content, so I advise people to always create your own content. All right, so I think that is done. We have just 1 minute before we round this up. So as the 1 minute is coming to an end, I would like to say thank you so much for listening to me. Make sure that you like this YouTube channel because we're going to be doing more videos like this on YouTube. Like this video, please subscribe and then turn on notifications so that when I go live or when I post a new video, even if it's not live, you'll be the first to actually see it. All right. and you have access to all of my content. So please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Also follow me on Instagram at Edewo. Very happy to promote you once you've done that. Let me know that you're coming from this YouTube webinar as well. All right. And then finally, if you haven't yet, join our Facebook group right down below. It's scrolling on the screen right now. Facebook.com/groups/open network. My name is Ediri Edewo. This has been an amazing pleasure. This is really fun to do. It was nice to be able to actually go through the comments and answer and actually have my face there and everything. So doing more and more of this. By next week, probably next weekend as well, there'll be another video on the same Cash on Demand series where I'll be teaching you another skill that you can monetize for cash immediately. So remember to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also click the bell to get notifications to my channel. Follow me on Instagram at Ediri Edewo. Join our Facebook group, the Online Publishers and Entrepreneurs Network, using the link that's scrolling below. And thank you so much for coming to my webinar, and I will see you in another video. All right.